Okay.
Right.
Well, awesome. So this is our first ever episode of Brothers Supporting Brothers. I wanted my brother Elton to be on here. I just wanted us to kind of. He's used to being. I have a couple of classes I do on Thursday, so he's used to already being on Zoom with me on Thursday. So I definitely wanted to invite him onto this so that we could support each other and have each other's back.
All right.
I'll give you a little bit about how we know each other. So we work in the same industry. We actually work in different industries, but we were connected through a company and we work together with that company.
Yeah.
And he works with a good friend of mine, and I was like, oh my goodness. So we just really kind of connected and hit it off on another level. A little bit about me just before you guys get started so you can understand a little bit more about me. My background is in media. So I graduated from high school and college, dual emphasis in broadcasting and film. I went ahead and got my went ahead and worked for a TV station for about 13 years or so, and right now I'm working in insurance and kind of doing that whole thing, or financial, and doing that whole financial thing. And that's how also I ran into the lady who does Sister Supporting Sisters, and she kind of put me on this. But anyway, Elton, and so that's how Elton and I know each other. But I'll let Elton go ahead and introduce himself. Go ahead, Elton.
Hello, hello. How's everybody doing? I hope you're having a blessed day. My name is Elton Huff, and yes, I met Chip through the insurance field. I'm also a realtor. Um, I love both of what I do, and I'm always looking for other ventures um, to jump into, and hopefully this brings something as well. It is brothers supporting brothers, but who says that we can't find business through this? I work for you, you work for me. Hey, let's do this thing. My background, my where I'm from, San Antonio, Texas, born and raised. Um, yeah, been in Texas all my life. Love this place. Love this place. Even though the heat is insane right now, I absolutely love this place. So born in San Antonio, I studied business in Austin, Texas, and now I am living in Houston, Texas. Best move we made. Best move we've made. I'm telling you, I love Houston. The diversity here is wow, off the charts. I love meeting new people all the time. Um,
Elton, tell them a little bit about what you do. What is your background and what do you do?
my background is actually in computer science.
Mm, okay.
Yet, yet, I I became a realtor in 2013 because I do have a joy of art, and I believe every house is a separate piece of art. When you see it, they may look the same outside, but I'm telling you, in the inside, they are totally different. So, and me, I love helping people. You know, I think if you can be that person to solve problems out there, you can be very successful at whatever you do. You know, so um, that is me. I want to be the guy helping my brother out, my sister out. You know, and really, really create worthwhile relationships.
Awesome. So a little bit about this platform. Like I said, a friend of mine asked me to jump on and do this platform. I was a little nervous. I mean, even though I've kind of done, something like this for a while, I just, it's always a little nerve wracking when you do something new. But it's mainly about business, ministry,
Yes.
outreach and healing. And so one of the big things for me was healing. And I said, if we're gonna do brothers supporting brothers, we got to do healing because I think it's so many platforms that talk about business and other stuff and da da da, but they never really kind of get to the healing aspect. So that's something I definitely um, wanted to talk about. So I just wanted you guys to kind of have a little, a little insight to what it's about. Okay. So you ready to tackle these topics, Elton?
I am.
Okay. So I know the first one is being a husband. Um, what exactly did you want to talk about as far as being a husband, and dive into being a husband? Kind of what, and I know we talked a little bit about it before, but about your experiences, especially coming into being a new husband, even versus where you are now, and kind of a little bit of that journey.
Man, where I was before, wow, man, ooh, first getting married. You know what? Let's take it before that. Just, you
Just
know,
dating when you met.
basically dating her. It was all about that first 5 years was all about getting to know who Melissa was. Like really, really to woman who is this I'm waking up to every morning, and I'm sure she had the same issues, probably more, because I was just woo, but yeah, just that first 5 years was just getting to really know her, her likes, her dislikes, and then that second five going into that 10 year, um, she would think something and I would say it, or I would think something and she would say it. So it's all about being on that one accord. It's all about being equally yoked, because if you're unequally yoked, I'm telling you, it's not going to work.
So
It's just you're gonna have so many issues. Yes, sir.
no, I was gonna say, tell me a little bit about. I know you told your origin story when we spoke about it before. Tell me a little bit about how you guys met, and kind of some of that.
We met in college. We met at Houston Tillotson College. Well, it was college then. It's university now. Very proud of you guys. Um, that was 1995 when we met, and we've been together ever since. We got together. We moved off campus uh, in '96 together
Okay.
because she was pregnant. So uh, had to grow up a little bit. Babies don't come with instructions, as they say, and it is true. But you know, um, the word of God is the instruction for us raising our children. But hey, I didn't know that at that time. I didn't know that at that time, and um, being a new, and I'm going to say dad because I hadn't earned father yet. Being a new dad at that time, it was mind boggling. Just uh, what am I going to do with this thing that's yelling here and it's screaming? I know to give it milk and pat it on his back to belch, change diapers, but I was so selfish. I was such a selfish person. Only child in the house growing up, so it was just me and my mom. Dad was absent, so it was all about me and me getting over that selfishness. Oh man, that was a hump. That was
Hmm.
a true hump. That little seed that it takes to move that mountain. I was that mountain. I was that mountain, and it was very difficult for me to get over self and start caring about this other person here that I brought into the world. You know, so
So, do you feel like not having, um, I don't know what your relationship was like with your father, but I don't know if you had a good one, a bad one, or none at all. But him not possibly being present, do you feel like that played a role, um, in, or affected you in your husbandry and fatherhood and some of that other stuff?
definitely, I do think young men who grow up with their fathers in the house, they have a head start on life and on being a man. Me not having that, I had to learn everything by scratch. There are some people that are true with their giving onto you of information and knowledge, and then there are some that'll trip you up. You know, sometimes not on purpose. Sometimes not on purpose because hey, they're not in your shoes and you're not in theirs. What worked for them may not work for you. And not not counting them out on that. Thank them for their kind heart, for them trying to help. But man, it was a lot of things. I was just trying and trying and trying and trying. It came by trial and tribulation that I am where I am right now. It was so yeah, for those who, well, for me, I knew what it was not to have that father. I didn't want that for my sons.
Mm,
I didn't want that for my daughters. My daughters lean on me more now than they did when they were little bitty girls. You know, um, right now they're my youngest is 18. So they're coming to me now for information. Hey, Dad, what kind of man is this, and what kind of man is that? Because I've told them, hey, bring the man before me, or at least tell me about the guy, and I'll tell you what kind of dude he is.
mm.
I don't want you getting tripped up.
So what? And I've actually never asked this. What was your relationship like with your father?
I didn't know him.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
You've never met him?
Okay. I have one memory. I was I believe 3 years old.
Mm,
I was playing with an airplane outside. He got off the bus, and this is no hate on him, no nothing like that, man. I thank God for him because I'm here.
hmm.
So thank God for my dad because I would not have life. But yeah, I remember playing with an airplane, and he was getting off the bus. 22 Nolan and Hayes, San Antonio, Texas, Sutton Homes. He got off the bus, and he had liquor in his hand. And back then, you could drink on the bus, And he picked me up. And the one thing I remember him saying, he said, "I love you, son." He kissed me and put me down. I haven't seen him since.
Wow.
That's the only memory I have of my dad. And him saying "I love you" was, well, I've always carried that. I
Hmm.
tell my kids all the time I love them. I want them to know that. I want them to hear that. I don't want them thinking, "Oh, I can't say I love you." Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Mm,
It yes, show it. Of course, action, yes.
mhm.
But we want to hear it too. Hey, I love you. Of
I
course.
agree. I agree. So I know you and I had a previous conversation about an incident, and I know you said you were open to sharing it.
Yes, yes.
Um, you know, tell every. Yeah, I don't know if you want to just share that
Of
story
course. Of
with
course.
everyone
Of course. We're talking about
and kind of tell them
oh,
what led up or how you got to
yes,
phase two.
yes, yes.
Okay.
So um fell on hard times.
Hmm.
Was in school for my associates of information technology and networking. Wife was working hard. She always has. Um, I was in between jobs all the time in between jobs. And my favorite spot to go to when I got home to not avoid her, it was more, and I'm going to say this, I know she may watch this later. Rose is nothing against you, but to avoid her mother-in-law, her mother.
Hmm.
I just really at that time I really had and awed against her. It
Hmm.
was
Hmm.
Mm, uh, I wanted it to be my wife and I for us to raise our kids,
Mm.
and it seemed like she was just always there. So I would go to the garage, and I was so down on myself. I was drinking heavily, heavily drinking. I was smoking marijuana in there. I was smoking my cigars. I would do just off the wall stuff. I would talk out loud, like I'm talking to you right now.
Hmm.
That's what people could hear outside the door. I'm talking to. There's nobody in there but me, and I'm talking out loud like this. Um, I took one of the. I remember this. I went to one of the corner stores. I had this butane lighter, and I had to refill it. I bought the refill for it, and I was just so depressed that night, man. I just wanted to end it. So I took that butane and I put the fire right up under. And I mean, not like and then stop. Like, woo, that'd be stupid. No, I held it there. I held it there, man. I wasn't counting on nothing, and nothing happened. My brother, the bottle was still cold.
Mm,
What angel was standing there
mm.
protecting me? You know, thank God for his provisions. For it's not right now, son. I have much more for you to do. Not now. Not right now. I mean, suicide. You're taking your life. You're taking something that really don't belong to you. It belongs to others out there. You know, he stopped that, and I'm so glad he did, because where I am right now, I'm in a position to help people, to really counsel people who, without me being here, wouldn't know. And you don't know what you don't know, and you could be in my same position that I was at that time. So yes, suicide is real. Especially to the people you think are the strong guys, the strong women. Hey, you need to check on them. The ones that always have your back. Hey, call them, man. How are you doing? How are you doing, brother? How are you doing, sister? Just to see how they're doing. It's usually those that, when it's time for them to have that, what, everything's going to be okay, they don't have anybody around them to do that. And like the Bible say, sometimes you have to encourage yourself. David had to encourage himself. you know uh it's good to have people around, though. Just to let you guys know, it's good to have somebody around to say, you know what, everything will be all right. Pray about it. Really pray about it, in spirit and in truth. Truly pray about
Man, brother, I believe me, I understand. I've been not in that particular situation, but I've dealt with that also before. And I tell people it's a real thing, and it happens. And I mean, you look at people like Robin Williams, who you think,
it. Yeah.
oh, he's a funny guy, he's happy. What
Yeah.
would be wrong? And then boom,
Yeah.
right? So you just don't really know. And I appreciate you letting people know to reach out to those people also. Um, I know another thing you spoke about when we spoke before was the situation when you and your wife were in a really bad spot, and the
Yeah.
situation and what the kids saw, or the child saw, because the other one may have been too young. Talk a little bit. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
I can. That was, man, that was 2010. I do remember that. That was the day I stopped drinking very heavily, like really, really, really. That was November 30th, 2010. I had taken a drink, and I'm taking a lot of drinks. I mean, I had about two or three of these cans of this grape drink that I used to drink, and it would get you gone, like really gone. Like, re- you know, we think that when we're drinking and we're smoking, that it's going to get rid of that problem. Man, once you sober up, that problem is right back there for you to face. So you may as well face it there. But at that time, that's not how my mind worked. And I was so down again. And every time I would drink, it would start an argument every time. And she was trying to correct me on that. And I told her, you know what? You are the reason that this family is failing. And I spit on her. I spit on her. I went upstairs. I looked myself in the mirror for one of the first times, like really deeply in my eyes, and said, "You fool, you better pray that that woman does not leave you." She didn't talk, man. I told you this before, and she didn't talk to me for 2 weeks, brother. It could have been longer than that.
Mm-hmm.
It couldn't. You know, it was 2 weeks in my mind. It could have been longer than that. The kids didn't talk to me. They were hey, they remember, and you got to think. You know, mom and daughters, they talk. They talk, and I'm pretty sure mom said something to the kids about that. You know, which she's good on keeping our business. You know, the parents' business. But something like that with us not speaking, I'm sure the kids ask, "Hey, why are you and dad not talking?" You know, it took a while for me to get back into Melissa's good graces. I wasn't even in the kids' good graces. I really had to work to get back to that place that we were in together. Like, man, wow. Just thinking about that just hit. Wow. You know, you just don't think about it until you're in front of a lot of people talking, and it just it hurts to go back there. Yet, hopefully, these words help somebody. Hey, apologize, be a man, apologize, and to yourself, apologize to your significant other, man. Hey, ask God for forgiveness, ask her for forgiveness, forgive yourself.
Hmm.
But forgive yourself. You know, that's one of the hardest things that we uh, cannot get over. You know, we can apologize to people. Well, uh, apologies to God is easy
Mm-hmm.
because you think you don't see him. Of course,
Mm-hmm.
hey, he's not here. I can apologize to God easily.
Mm-hmm.
Apologizing to another person, you can muster up that courage to do that, but it's forgiving you.
Mm-hmm.
You got to forgive you, you
Mm-hmm.
know, to truly move on. I made that mistake. That mistake is mine. I own it. I own that mistake. I must move on. I must drop that mistake. I must place it right now at the foot of Christ and go. Move
This,
on.
so, the other thing I really wanted you to kind of talk about, how did you heal from these situations moving forward? Maybe talk about how, and maybe you kind of discussed a little bit earlier how you healed from the suicide, but even more so, like this situation, what did you do to get right and get back in your wife's good graces? What did you do to mend maybe a better word is to say, what did you do to mend the relationship with your wife, and what did you do to mend the relationship with those kids?
That was church. Truly, that was all spiritual. Everything that, man, wow. I thank God that He placed me under a man of God that was where he was supposed to be when he was supposed to be there. You know, I really do thank God for that, because that Greater New Life in Austin, Texas, that's where I truly learned to be a spiritual leader. You know, is there, and it was through that. It was my works for the church that actually for my kids to actually see me doing that and for them to join me.
Mm,
That's what brought us closer. That was the transitioning phase. Is was church was having a belief system,
so did
having
you
a strong belief system.
So did you just walk in or stumble in or someone told you about it or
My
yeah.
my brother actually told me about the place, and we went in, and I actually we were already there. I was just straddling the fence.
Okay,
You know,
okay, okay.
yeah, man. I was just straddling the fence. You know, I was on this side one Sunday, over here this side. This side one Sunday, over here this side. Man, that's no life. I
Mm,
mean, it's a life, but it's one of chaos, you know, because you're double minded. You're double minded and you're unstable in all your ways. And that's a true that's a true saying. You're unstable. That's why I was talking to myself in that garage. I was unstable.
mm. Um, so I guess one of the other things is what you have. What did you? Is it 6 kids you have?
6. Yeah.
How many girls? How many boys?
Three girls, 3 boys.
Okay, y'all got a little Brady Bunch situation going on over there. But
Yeah.
okay, what was it like to mend that relationship with? I think you said the one who remember was your daughter. And what are you guys' relationship like now?
Alana was there for all of this. Like, she probably remembers Daddy's greatest hits. I mean, but it was me, um, really, really showing one of my favorite abilities with her, and that's availability.
Mm,
And
mm,
that's being there when that baby needed me. Just being present,
come on,
you know, being present, man. That that was how I got over the hump with the babies.
come on.
It was being there, being there, and being active in
Mm,
their lives. Knowing their strengths and really pouncing on that strength. To come on, you can do it. You can do it. Go for it. Come on, come on, come on.
So,
That's the father's role.
so
You
what did you do to get over the? Since you mentioned the hump, what did you do to get over the hump with Melissa?
it was her seeing me do that,
Okay,
working with the children. Okay, he does want to be here. Okay, okay, or I can't get into her mind. She's gonna have to get on sisters, supporting sisters, and I actually want to see that. I want to see that, Ms. Rosalind.
you
Yes,
heard it, Rosalind. You heard it. You heard it here first.
I want to see that. Yeah, I would. Um, yeah, I'm gonna be quiet on that.
Okay. So I know the last thing we kind of wanted to talk about was being in business with your wife. How is that? What do you
Man,
guys what do you guys do? What is your roles and how is that?
I am the realtor. She is the mortgage broker, and basically, the business is really coming through her because she has to qualify people for a mortgage. Hey, you got to know your buying power. 1.3 trillion. You got to know your buying power out there. You know, um, and we have buying power. We just don't know. We don't know that with a 600 we can buy a house.
Hmm.
With the 580 is where she actually qualified you. You can buy a house. It's really about educating people, and doing that with her. Man, it's so fun, man, because now we're clicking. Even when we're having those bad days, those bad months, like right now is a challenging month. It's not bad though.
Hmm.
It's not, checks are still coming in. They're just going out.
Yeah.
Money's going right back out. You know.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Uh
So yeah. Are we still good for?
no, we still good. We running out a little bit of time, but we okay, we still good.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Man, being in business with my wife, it is a dream come true. She is she is my favorite, man. That in the Bible where it says, when a man find a wife,
He
he
found
findeth a good thing, comma, and the favor of the Lord is upon him.
come on, you
Man, hey man, it's day. That's for real, man. That's for real with her. It's like we're one. We're
come
not two.
come
And
on,
we're just clicking, man. We're just clicking and clicking, and it's a good thing to be with her. It's a good
man.
thing to do business with her.
Come on.
We have our argument time, but it's not something to where it's a knock down on the ground fight. No, 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 no. She's trying to be right, and no, she's right, and I'm trying to be right. Is that how
It's okay. You know what, Elton? I'm a man. I'm gonna let you be right some of the time. I'm not gonna believe that women.
Thank you, bro.
I'm not gonna believe
Thank
that
you.
women are always right. They like to believe that, but we're not gonna hype that up on here. They can hype that
Thank
up
you,
on
man.
Sister Supporting Sisters, but we're not gonna hype that up on here. So
Thank you, man.
you know,
Thank you.
you know.
Yeah.
Uh, so my last thing is, what do you think are the benefits of brothers supporting brothers? You've been on here. You're the first guest ever. There'll never be
Oh.
another first. So, what do you think the benefits of brothers supporting brothers are?
uh, truly, this is about the ministry. This is all about the ministry. This is all about getting it out in the open. Um, really just laying it out. And man, you don't know who's listening. You don't know what man or what woman who hears the brother speak. Hey, my husband is doing that. That would help him. Just man, this is about doing the Lord's work. And I want to be there to support my brothers too. I'm on here. I want to know your story. I want to know your story. I want to know who you are. Who are you? We're not the same. So who are you? You have your own story, you know, and I want to hear it, and uh, maybe we can do get-togethers or something like. I would love to do that. Also, I'm pretty sure that may happen. Like
You heard it, Rosalind.
huh?
As I was saying, Rosalind. I say you heard it. She heard it. I just want to make sure she heard it. You said it, so I want to make sure she heard it. But
Right
go
on,
ahead. What are you saying?
right on. Yeah, yeah. Just get together and uh, uh, really just what is it when you get
Fellowship.
uh, huh?
You gonna say
Fellowship,
fellowship?
fellowship, brother, fellowship. Oh man, oh my God, how did that skip my
It's
that
okay.
really slipped my mind? But yeah, really, really fellowship and really have some talks and really get things solved in our lives so we can be stronger together. Because it's going to take us together to work out what's going on in this crazy world, man.
Because one of the things when I started, and I'll say this real quick, when I started this journey, um, uh, I'm not gonna. I was gonna talk about my friend, but I ain't gonna talk about it too bad. But when I got put in this place and asked to do this, um, I was like I wanted to be about healing, and that was an important thing for me because I think so often we have a lot of platforms for other things, but how often do you have men talking to other men about healing? Usually, it's women talking to men about healing,
Right.
and men are sometimes more comfortable in that setting. But I want brothers to get comfortable talking to other brothers to other men about healing and to be in a space where you can feel safe. I think even conversations with men at times can be very surface, and sometimes, when you get a little deeper, they like, oh, I'm in my feelings. What's going on? And it's
Yep.
like, no, it's you need to get comfortable in this space. But I think we also need to create a space for that. And then this is that. Like I said, I appreciate you hopping on and joining me and being able to
Oh
do
yeah.
this. And I appreciate it because and even talking about some of those deep issues, because if we can heal even one person, two person, three people, five people, I'm here for it.
Yeah.
So I'm here for it. But we just a little bit over. We ain't go over too much, so we not. I ain't too mad about it. I didn't get any questions. Somebody said they was gonna message me if any questions came in.
All right.
You are welcome to add questions, people, in case you get on again. I won't be on until next month. I'm doing it month by month. And so this is our pilot, and we just gonna kind of see how things go from here. So I'm excited. I'm thrilled. Again, thank you, brother, for being on here. Thank you
Yes,
for
sir.
supporting.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for the support. And if nothing else, people, we love you. We'll see you later. And have an awesome time. Thanks.
All right. All right.